So we got 4 Birdies raised beds. This is the 2x2 by 15-inch high. We got 4 of them because I'm thinking we are gonna put some blueberries in there. I've struggled with blueberries. The soil just doesn't want to cooperate with me. So we're gonna build 4 of these things today, and just see how it goes, honestly. So right out the box, we have these. I already built one of them, and I'll show you that later. But comes with these 4 panels. So like I said, we got the 2x2 by 15-inch high, and it comes with the panels for the bed, as well as with all the tools. So you really don't need any drills or anything like that. You can, but I mean, if you don't have that, then there it is in a bag. And then it also comes with this little rubber material, plastic material. I'm not sure what it is, but it goes on the rim, which is super helpful because these things can get pretty sharp, especially on the corners right here. So that's going to help with some type of buffer so you don't cut yourself or anything like that. So that's helpful, and you can just cut it off, cut it to size, whatever you need. So I'm going to get all this situated and we will start building it. So like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, first off, from the get-go, there is a little bit of plastic that you do have to peel off on every single one of these. That's just to protect that layer, probably during shipping. I'm not really sure, but if I was a betting person, that's what I would probably go with. So all of these panels have that plastic on them. Like I said, not that big of a deal. It's just kind of tedious. If the bed was bigger, probably, well, it is a little bit more annoying, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I'd rather the paint, or I guess paint, not be scuffed when I want it to look good. And we got this color because we have the green, the mist green, I think is what it's called, and we have the slate gray, I think that's what it's called. And I really like it. I like those colors, and I thought about getting these in one of the same color schemes, but I mean, why not? I like this color too. It's kind of chill. So decided to just go with this, I think it's clay. I think that's what it's called. And I like it. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. And honestly, I like that more. At first I wasn't gonna get it because I was like, I don't really like how dark that is. But looks pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, peeling the plastics off is pretty easy. All right, so now I'm just gonna get to building and just putting these in the holes. So basically, this is really what you do. You just take these 2 panels like this, line up the holes, of course, and then take that and just insert it in and just screw them all together. I kind of just do them hand tight. Basically build the entire square, and then I'll go back and fill them all in. But what I do like to do is kind of alternate the pattern, which I think is what you're supposed to do. So this panel is on the inside like that. You see how it's flapped like that? And so it needs to be on the outside in this case. So I just kind of alternate the way I do it. So inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, until I get all the way around. It's just a little bit of consistency. It just makes it easier, honestly. And it looks better, in my opinion, of just seeing it all overlap. Like I said, I think that's what you're supposed to do, but I didn't read the directions. So yeah. So this is how I'm kind of tightening it down. So I did the top and the bottoms of those, and so now I'm going back and tightening everything. So basically what I'm doing is pretty simple. I mean, it's kind of hard to do it one-handed, but I'm just tightening these down, and I'll put my hand underneath it to kind of hold the thing in place instead of using a screwdriver. I just don't feel like getting tools, and then just tighten it down, hand tight. I mean, I'm doing it pretty snug, mainly because like if you have everything loose, it's gonna fail. So I'm tightening it down pretty much so I can't spin it anymore. So I don't want it to fail when there's a lot of heavy, wet soil in here. So like I said, you want to tighten everything down. And so I'm just doing that. And then I'm just rotating it and moving on to the next section and so on, so forth until the bed's done. So now we're gonna be moving on to the more difficult part, in my opinion, is putting this rim around this. Like I said, it's got some sharp, jagged edges, especially like that right there. Like that is not, I mean, that is not dull by any means. And so like that would probably cut you. And so this thing is not the easiest thing on the planet to operate. And so honestly, what I've noticed works the best is kind of starting in the middle of a panel and then overlapping it. So the reason, like I said, the reason I did inside, outside, inside, and all the way around and did every other panel like that is because like I'm starting in the middle by putting this here. It's kind of hard to focus, but it just goes into place and you just push it all the way around. Okay, yeah, it would be hard to do to kind of get over this point, but you see how there's a little bit of a gap there, a little bit of a gap here. It's not as bad when it's on this side, I've noticed, so it's a little bit easier to get the black rim or that black trim going over the top of that and kind of letting this work with you. And so that's why I started in the middle of the panel, so that's easier to go all the way around the whole thing. And so I'll kind of show you how I do that. It's going to be hard to do it one-handed, but we can make it happen. And so you just snap it into place. Like it really kind of lends itself to do it on its own. So you kind of have to finagle it. Now, you could use like a butter knife or that little tool that it comes with, but I don't really know if that makes it really that much easier. So like I just kind of force it on there and you'll see I got that one pretty good. Now this bed is a lot easier than the round bed. The round bed that I had was so difficult to get the rim on, and it was in the heat. So I was outside and this thing wasn't getting hot enough. But like I said, again, another harder part. Just force it on there. It'll go. You could use this tool to kind of like slide it up under there and kind of guide it. But honestly, it's just easier to just force it. Not like forcing it in a bad way, but just kind of pushing it hard. Like I'm doing all of this one-handed and recording at the same time. So it's doable. It's doable. Again, definitely not the easiest thing on the earth, but pretty easy. So there's that, and I'll just finish it out. And then once I get to the end, obviously you see there's a lot of excess. There's the excess right there. That's for the other bed. So I'll get here and I'll just cut it off about right there perfectly, and then it'll have a full rim all the way around. And so I'll show you that once I get this all the way on there. Okay, so very, very short amount of time later, we get to this point where you're literally right here. And so you've completed the circle. And what do I cut it with? Pruners. Honestly, that's the easiest thing to do. It just cuts so much easier. So I'm going to get that cut, and then I'll just get this fully installed and I'll come back. And that is it complete. You'll see where I made that cut right there. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap, but it's okay. It's imperfection. That's fine. You really can't tell it when it's from a distance. But that's it, done. It looks really good. A big fan of that color, by the way. I think it looks incredible, honestly. I didn't expect that color to look this good in person, but it really does. I'm going for whatever it is. It looks great. I like it. All right, that is them all four complete. Big fan. They look really good. Turned out really nice. I mean, they're pretty deep, pretty good containers. I mean, I've just got them stacked 3 up, and there's my 4th one right there. And so now that that's done, I've got the lip all the way around it. And again, you see that. See how it is right there. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. All these things are tightened down. Everything is pretty tight all the way around. And so that's them. That's them complete and done and ready to be set up. So we'll go find a spot outside kind of where we want them, and we'll go from there. So I think I've decided where I want them to go. I'm thinking right here. So this is where the blueberries were originally, that were in the ground in this kind of L-shaped bed. They didn't pan out too well. I think a combination of a lot of things. Not good acidic soil on top of just the hot summer that we had, and partially my fault as well with inconsistent watering, which more than likely that's probably going to be me. But even the raised beds, having these here will definitely help out, especially with drainage. I can amend the soil. I can do all of these things to kind of counteract with our inconsistent, crazy weather that we have. Like, it's the middle of winter right now. Well, it's toward the tail end of winter right now, and it's 80 degrees. So, and it's supposed to be 20 degrees next week. So it's just back and forth, back and forth. So we can kind of figure it out, see how we like it. I like this here. I think this is going to get very well sun. The only one I am concerned about is going to be this bed, maybe these two beds right here with the sun during the full summertime. There's a tree right there. You know, sun starts here, goes up here, gets behind that tree in the late winter, early spring. So right now it's behind that tree, and then it sets on the other side. So during full-blown summer, I mean, we're coming up here, sun. I mean, so we should be good. This should be 6+. This should be definitely full sun, and that should be fine for the blueberries. Again, I am a little worried maybe about this one here, but all in all, I think it's gonna be good, and I think that's gonna work out no problem. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe in the next video, we'll see if we can get these beds situated and filled up. And I can show you how I plan to do it. But I'm very, very pleased with the way that these turned out. The volume, the cubic feet of them, it's just gonna work out well for what I want it to do. Yeah, it's gonna be great.